Thanks for watching this RealHomeRecording.com video. You can get monthly audio engineering news and exclusive videos by signing up for our newsletter.
The people over at MixAnalog.com have done it again. In partnership with Bettermaker, they are now offering, for a limited time, a third piece of expensive hardware for anybody to try out for no cost. So, what's the catch? The kinks need to be worked out, and your feedback is greatly appreciated in return by clicking that button in the lower right corner and sending a message to them if you have any issues. So, what is the Bettermaker mastering limiter, and why should you care? It's a $3,000 piece of hardware that adds the final touches to your music mixes. It lets you bring up the volume, clip your tracks, and add some analog coloration to liven up a sterile in-the-box mix. Just so you know, you see the clipper on the left side? That is the best part of this piece of gear. And right underneath that, the mid side, that's the second best part because it increases the perceived stereo width of your mix. So I don't want to retread the same water. There is an excellent video about how to use this hardware. There's the user manual, and there's also the MixAnalog.com blog post that you're looking at right here that you should read, and it gives you tips on how to use it. But the bottom line is you should try it out on your own audio because why the heck not? So, why am I not showing you this? Because you see that? You guys have booked it up big time. You know, I'm going to be going to sleep soon, so I'm not going to be able to play with it later today. But tomorrow morning, I do have the VCA booked, and I also have this one booked as well. So I will be playing it then. But in the meantime, guys, you know, there's a tape machine. There's the whole rack that has a Fairchild 670 clone, a Pultec stereo equalizer clone, and what else is in there? I think they have, they have another limiter compressor. And then finally, last but not least, a Sontec / GML mastering equalizer clone. All great gear, affordable or free. You can't get much more affordable than that. But again, for a limited time, I don't know when they're going to stop allowing the gold can VCA. The 1176, I know they're going to have free for a bit. And then the Bettermaker just was released just a couple days ago. So that should be free. I'm not going to say, at least until the middle of March. Here's the bottom line. This is revolutionary stuff. And I'm not being paid to make this video. I don't even want you guys using my referral link once again, because I have enough credits. I'm good, okay? You can see that I have enough credits in the upper right corner. I want you to try this because this is allowing the bedroom musicians, the basement songwriters, the attic producers, and the living room audio engineers have access to the same gear that the rich guys do. And that is liberating. That is game changing. And they're just getting started. By the way, one thing I never really talked about is the fact that the analog to digital converters and the digital to analog converters that they use are the Burl mothership. Now, why is that special? Because they are designed to sound kind of like a tape machine. They have a transformer in the signal path, but they are very clean, so it is a nuanced sound. The nice thing is, you can slam a signal into it, and it still sounds pretty darn good. Mastering engineers clip those nice sounding converters as one of the ways that they get the mixes sounding just a bit louder. So I would recommend if you ever do use this, don't worry about clipping it too much. Now, I personally keep everything clean up until the very last stage, but feel free to get close to the red. By the way, as you mix down tracks, not only can you download them, but they are automatically saved to your files. So that, let's say you want it to go, the first thing I would do is the 1176. And then I actually use the 1176 for mixing more than I do. You can send a mix through it, but it's mono, so you have to do it twice. So the 1176 is really for mixing purposes. But if I were going to do things in order, it would be 1176. And then if I was tracking to the tape machine, which, you can do it, because guess what? It costs money, and I don't think that they're going to be mad about you spending money. So, you can compress and then EQ or whatever, and then go to the Telefunken tape machine. And then from there, I would mix it again. And then the final 2 steps, or actually final 3 steps, it would be probably this one, rack 1, and then take it over to the VCA for mix bus compression. Although, you know what? No. Let me reverse that. So the mix down would happen in the box, and then you would upload that and come to here, run it through the SSL bus compressor clone, and then through this, because it does have a Pultec EQ and a Precision EQ, and then finally the Bettermaker limiter with clipper on. And that's not it, by the way, because you still will probably have to run a digital brick wall limiter through this whole thing. And one other thing I should mention, actually 2 other things. Number 1, no matter what you send to mix analog servers, they upconvert it to 192 kilohertz. And they use the SOX sample rate converter, which is a really good one, which means that if you're going to be using this multiple times, keep it at 192. Secondly, there's been issues with time alignment. So I highly recommend that you include a little tone, I call it a sync tone, at the beginning and the end of your tracks if you're going to be sending tracks through this for mixing purposes. Because otherwise, there might be a slight timing error. Hopefully that's fixed in the future. Maybe they've already fixed it. But the bottom line is, it's good to have sync tones regardless, so that you know that when you put your tracks back into the mix, they're going to be right where they should be. If you don't know what a sync tone is, at least in my case, I just took some 1 kilohertz at -18 decibels full scale files and then shortened them down to 1 or 2 seconds. And I also made sure that the fade out was off, because I want to know exactly where that tone starts. Because in Reaper, when you drop a file in, it automatically adds a crossfade. So I just turned the crossfades off. So just to wrap everything up, guys, mixed analog is very cool, but digital still has its place, and I'm not going to be throwing away any of my plugins. But what mixanalog.com allows us is a low budget friendly choice that was not on offer before. I actually didn't even hear about this company, I think, until either the spring or summer of 2018. If you're ready to go beyond plugins, then Mix Analog will be there waiting for you. I don't know how long they're going to have the freebies up, so you may as well take advantage of them while you have the chance. And if you like what they're doing, do what I've done. Even though I have a bunch of credits, I still bought some. And actually, I think I bought credits like every month. And right now, you can get double the credits. I don't know when they're going to switch that. So if you buy in early, then they reward you. So, and like I said, if you have any issues with their stuff, especially if you paid for it, let them know. They will refund you. They'll see what happened. They're trying to improve their system because all the bugs are not stomped. All the kinks are not ironed out. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching and enjoy mixing and mastering your tracks with real analog gear.